One of the areas that I struggle with as a mom to a little boy with severe autism is the nonverbal part. And even 8 years in, it's hard for me to believe that he may never talk. And when he was diagnosed at age 3, I didn't even know nonverbal was a thing. I didn't. I thought, barring some major complications, everyone speaks. I never, when I pictured the future, when I pictured my son at 5, 10, 20, 40, 50, he was always talking. And then, age 2, 3, 4 rolled around, and I used to do this thing with him where he was my first, and when we were waiting for words, I would be like, say mama, 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 dad, dad, dad. I would always do that. And we had a video camera, an old-fashioned one, and I would take video all the time the first couple of years of his life. And in every video, I'd like zoom up and I'm like, say mama. And now I can't watch those videos. I'm not ready yet. We're 8. While it's improving, we still have no words. And that has taken an emotional toll on me and his dad and his grandparents. And we know communication is key. The speech device is amazing. Sign language, nonverbal communication, approximations. We know all that. We know all that, our brains, right? But when I think of possibly dying in old age and my son never speaking to me, that hurts. I want you to look at your kid and think about your kids. Now imagine, no matter what age they are, that they've never said a word to you. You've never heard their voice. I think it's hard for people to understand that, because when I meet someone and I'm like, my son's autistic, he's nonverbal, they always say the same thing. What do you mean nonverbal? He doesn't talk a lot? And I'm like, no, he doesn't talk at all. And I wanted to tell you about a dream that I had, because I think it's beautiful, and I think it shows where the mindset of a parent is, who loves their kid more than anything in the whole entire world and wants words so bad. I have dreamt that Cooper's talked maybe a handful of times, and that's pretty common in our world. I will have these dreams that my son is speaking to me fluently, and I'll wake up and be sick. I want to go back. So this dream happened maybe a year or so ago, and I still think about it all the time. In the dream, Cooper and I were walking hand in hand, and we were on a bridge. We were really high up, and there was no really safety rails. It was like a one of those bridges in the jungle, right? That kind of waves, sways. And I remember thinking in the dream, he's so calm. My son is never calm. What's happening here? And I was looking around, and there was so many colors. Like, I remember being overwhelmed with the beautiful, everything I was seeing. It was so gorgeous. It was so bright, and it was so vivid, and it felt good. Like, it felt good in my dream. And I was looking, and all of a sudden I heard talking. And it was just babbling, nonstop talking. I don't know what the talking was, but it was the most beautiful voice. And I was like, who's saying that? I don't see anyone. And I looked down, and the little boy holding my hand was Cooper, and he looked up at me, and he was talking. And I immediately dropped to the ground, and I started sobbing, or to the bridge, and I was sobbing. I mean, like, I must have been crying in my dream, like, outwardly. And I was holding him so tight, and he was like, what, Mom? What? He kept saying, what, Mom? And I woke up. And I felt sick, and I did everything I could to get back to that dream. I closed my eyes and I'm like, go back, go back, go back. I want to go back. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. I want to hear his voice more. I want to talk to him. I want to ask him a million questions. Are you happy? Are you lonely? I want to talk to you. It happened to be a Sunday, and I went to church. I got up, went to church. And I got home. I've been thinking about that dream, and it hit me. Whether you believe in it or not, or whatever version of higher power you believe in, that was heaven. I was walking in heaven with my son, and we were talking to each other. And in that exact moment, I accepted that I may never hear him talk until heaven. But I found comfort in knowing that I'll hear him there, because there is no nonverbal in heaven. Not in my mind. That dream, I think about it all the time. It makes me happy, and it makes me sad, and it makes me hopeful, and it makes me heartbroken. And it's real. And what I wouldn't give to hear his voice. Communication is key, people. I know that. You don't have to remind me. I'll remind you. All that matters is functional communication. It doesn't have to be spoken. But as a mom, I accept that I may have to wait until heaven to hear it. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye.